Okay, so first we have a concept. We have to have a concept of the whole thing. What do we really want to do? Let's say we want to have a story that's about 2 or 3 minutes long, and it's going to be a series, like a TV series, for example, and who's going to be the audience? Like, for example, it's going to be children. So then we have the concept. The concept means also that maybe we want to have maybe a detective that will be an animal, and we think of an animal, for example, that should be maybe a goat, a male goat, and he should have different customers, and the whole thing should be like maybe a little bit like film noir. Okay, so first it's a concept, and then we go on to the idea. Idea means that we'll have for example, this detective who will be waiting for the customers, and each next customer will be another animal that will have a problem, and that's an idea. For example, a dog will come and he's gonna say, my fur coat got stolen, so he's gonna have to save his coat. And then he'll find that what happened was that the slug stole his fur coat because he was cold and it's winter. That's an idea. And then we get on to the storyline. The storyline is like, let's say we'll have 12 episodes, and those 12 episodes will have each different characters, 1 to 2 characters. One will be a customer of the goat, and the other one will be, for example, the villain. And they should be like really, really simple. So we'll develop what the character would be like, whether he's going to be, for example, fat or maybe untidy or absent-minded maybe, or he's going to be like, for example, someone who is very clever, and so on and so forth. For example, we'll have a monkey coming, like a gorilla, for example, and he's a musician, and he wants to be, he has to have a concert that night, and he's going to show to the goat that his trumpet got stolen, for example. We shouldn't have all the things being stolen, of course, but let's say he had his trumpet being stolen. Instead of that, he left a banana, and he presents the problem to the goat, and the goat says, maybe he examines, and then maybe he has some kind of eureka type of sentence, and then he's gonna like say, try to play this banana. Maybe you're such a good musician that doesn't work. And it works, and the problem is solved. So that's like, let's say for all 12 episodes we'll have a storyline. The next thing we're going to do is, let's say, a screenplay. The screenplay is a detailed description of what's going to happen. The screenplay is the most important thing, because at that point we have all the characters developed, the story is finished. For example, for digital storytelling, this is the way we work. For film, that's the way we work. For animation and visual effects, that's the way we work. Everybody has to have a really good screenplay. There's no enough emphasis on saying how much the screenplay actually matters and how important it is. It is very important, and the better the screenplay is, the better chances are that the film will be good, or the digital story, or any kind of narrative, even like literature or anything. So if we have, for example, animation, then we're going to have to do a little character design after that. And let's say we have a goat and we'll say he's going to be fat, and he's going to be maybe looking like this. Maybe he's going to have, I don't know, something, he's going to be built this way, and he's going to have a magnifying glass, and he's going to be looking like this. So this is what we have here, a character design. After that, maybe we will want to develop this character maybe a little bit, and say maybe he's going to have a face that's going to be like surprised, or maybe scared, or maybe happy. So that's going to be called our character sheet. Like this. We're going to develop his grimaces and so on. And maybe the monkey will be something like this. Or maybe he's going to have some kind of hat. Maybe he's going to remind us of a jazz singer. So after we have all the characters designed, that's usually done for like famous animators, by famous illustrators and character designers like Peter Deceve, D-E-C-E-V-E. He's done all the important characters and so on. We're going to have to start making the storyboard. The storyboard is extremely important for any kind of visual thinking and developing the story into a visual narrative. The storyboard is nothing other than like a comic, except it's made specifically for the film or for animation. Every film has a storyboard. There has been lots of important directors who have been making their own storyboards. Some of them are quite famous, like for example Hitchcock's, or maybe Ridley Scott's, or someone. A lot of directors have made their own storyboards. A lot of the directors came from the art department, so they automatically had some kind of prerequisites. So a storyboard is like a sequence of images that go one after the other, like in a sequence, and there's like maybe a small part that explains what's going on. For example, box can say like about the sounds, can explain the sounds. Some of them can explain the camera movement, like pan, tilt, and so forth. And anything can be explained, fade-ins, fade-outs. For example, we have a monkey walking here. He's walking, and then the next one he's walking from behind, and then he's like climbing up the steps in the same. So maybe we can choose to have from one scene a few images that will explain, and then those can be really rough. And then we have like a lower perspective, him walking, if we want him to be spooky. There's actually a narrative language. It's a film language. All the editors are very aware of this language. It's so-called film language. Those things are very important to know, all these rules of editing and of directing. There are like quite some rules about what you can do.